How's it going, everybody? Andrew Dunford here with Dunford Outdoors. And this is a video that I have actually made like 10 times, and I keep deleting it just because it's a controversial topic, and I try to avoid those. But with what's going on in the fishing world right now, I felt like it's finally time to just sit down, record it for like the 20th time, and just, finally upload it. So, if you can't tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, this is going to be a co-angler's perspective on forward-facing sonar. I've now fished over 30 events with Major League Fishing as a co-angler. I fished one Bassmaster Open as a co-angler. So, I'm definitely not a rookie at it. I've kind of been around for a few years now doing it. And this is the first year, I should say, it's 2024 now. 2023 was the first year that I ever actually encountered, fishing with guys that were live scoping. So, to get right into it, do I think forward-facing sonar should be banned? No. But will it be banned? Probably. And I'll get into that. So, from my perspective, it definitely, isn't fun fishing behind a guy that is live scoping all day. And, if you're out in 80 foot of water chasing balls of shad, as a co-angler, that's pretty challenging. There's not a whole lot for you to throw at. And, it can make for a really, really long, discouraging day, especially if you're probably not going to get many bites. And, as a co-angler, every bite counts. So, if you watched any of my previous videos, or I should say the last two videos, I've talked about, fishing down at Dale Hollow in the regional. And both guys that I drew in that tournament were live scoping all day long. I caught one fish. I wasn't able to boat it. It hit the back of a jerk bait. I don't think it was a keeper. I caught another really tiny smallmouth, and just nothing really happened down at Dale Hollow. But I'll be honest, I don't think either guy that I fished with fully understood live scope or had a lot of experience using it, but they felt like they had to do it to be able to compete because they knew that's probably how the tournament would be won. And we're seeing that more and more in the fishing world, where even if you're not really comfortable with it, that's how it's going to be won, so that's how you got to fish. And it's perfectly legal for them to use it, so by all means, I understand why they're using it. If it gives them an advantage, if they feel like that's how they need to win, then I definitely get that. But here's where I think it gets a little more tricky. So, it's no lie that Major League Fishing is struggling financially. And, that's a video for a whole nother time. It could be another series by itself. But without co-anglers, the BFLs in the Toyota series would fail. And I'm afraid that if a bunch of co-anglers get tired of guys using the forward-facing sonar, then less co-anglers will then fish, which then could put the Toyota series and the BFLs in jeopardy. Now, going on the Bassmaster side of things, I really think the opens and the way they have the EQs and stuff set up now, I really don't think they're in jeopardy of, really struggling financially or anything. I think they're pretty much set where they're at. They have the sponsorship dollars coming in. Because really, I think the Bassmaster Opens will eventually become like the MLF Invitationals are now. I think it's just going to be another pro series or pro tour operated by Bassmaster, and it's kind of that already. I definitely, think Bassmaster's fine. I think, like I said, they're setting themselves up for that to be a whole nother pro tour, whatever. I think they'll survive without co-anglers. But I do think that, like I said, the BFLs and the Toyota series will be in trouble if they don't do something about the forward-facing sonar. Now, what can that be that they can do? I think that, or let me back up a little bit. So in the MLF rules, it says that it's unfair for a co-angler to handicap their boater or a boater to undercap their handicap their co-angler. Now, me personally, if you have the boat nose up to a ball of shad or just whatever, a school of bait fish in 80 feet of water, and it's impossible for your co-angler to cast up there to them, then I think by definition, that's handicapping your co-angler. So, I think that's going to be a rule that's going to have to be changed if forward-facing sonar is going to be allowed to be used. Or, like I said, you will see a mass exodus of co-anglers at some point. And some things that I think you could do to either help this or what would be maybe, allow the co-angler, which the co-angler can already stand in the seating area, but, maybe make it to where they're able to see the screen. not handicap them, and they can just cast up there at will, and you can't really say nothing about it. Or have a way to link the forward-facing sonar to the console so they can see it off the back of the boat, or allow them to bring their own forward-facing sonar device. I know that's kind of something that's been brought up a little bit, but I really do think that, unless something is changed, that some of these lower circuits are really going to struggle with getting co-anglers in there to fish, because like I said, co-anglers is what actually help them tournaments operate. Major League Fishing can't afford polygraphs for every angler if they don't have co-anglers. Co-anglers help go towards, the overall purse of the tournaments, and, it's just MLF don't have the financial funds to be able to make it without co-anglers. They just don't, plain and simple. Like I said, Bassmaster side, I'm not really worried about the opens. I think they'll do just fine. Now, going to more the pro level tournaments. So this is where things, I think, get a little more tricky. I think, where they're at right now is fine. But where do they draw the line? So what is the next step? And if you guys, I'm sure most of you watching this video know who Lunkers TV is. Robert Turkla with the Guggen Squad. He's actually been making really great points on Instagram. And that's actually kind of what inspired me to just finally sit down and just say, heck with it, I'm doing this video. But, he's kind of made the point of, it's not entertaining watching a bunch of guys just looking at their, graphs all day long. It's no longer what fishing used to be. And I think more and more people are going to realize that, and less people are going to start tuning in to watch these tournaments. Well, sponsors will then pull out, because what's the point in advertising in a sport nobody's watching? And then that's how a lot of these guys make their livelihoods. A lot of these guys, it's their profession, it's their job doing these tournaments, and then there's not going to be viewership, which then leads to no sponsors, which then leads into no platform to fish. So I do think at some point it's going to have to be limited. Where they draw the line, I don't know. That's not up for me to determine. But I definitely can see where it can cause some problems on down the road. But I think it is a great tool. I'm not against it. I'm not, if you have the technology, use it. So I'm not one of them people that's just saying ban it. But can I see it being banned? Absolutely. And do I think it's going to cause problems on down the road? Absolutely. I think you have to draw the line somewhere. Where that's at, I don't know. I mean, do I think a complete ban at the pro level is necessary? Probably not. But, something that I was really thinking about that it almost could be done, and I know it really defeats a purpose, because the purpose of forward-facing sonar is to be able to see the fish in the now and to be able to cast out to it and, hopefully catch it and see their reaction and stuff like that. But it could almost be used as another tool to figure out a lake during pre-practice. It could be a way that, you can use it to locate fish. You can understand the fish's behavior in that lake, and that might be able to help you during the tournament. So maybe something on down the line of you can use it up until the day of the tournament or the first day of the tournament. I don't know what the answer 100% is, but like I said, I do think it can cause problems on down the road, but, it's not up to me to decide what those might be. But, I just wanted to give my 2 cents as a co-angler on, my thoughts on it. So, like I said, it's definitely not fun as a co-angler, but I understand why they do it, because it's legal, they can, and, I'm not going to be one of the people that just bash it 100% and everything, because, like I said, it's a tool. It's something that is out there, so if you can afford it, use it. Simple as that. So, but like I said, it's definitely not fun, but I think there's definitely going to need to be some changes, especially if the smaller circuits, because like I said, MLF is already struggling, so, I think, at some point, I think it'll eventually cause a exodus of co-anglers, and, or a mass exodus of co-anglers, and I just, I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. I really don't. Drop in the comments what you guys think on it, and, I know it's a very hot topic, and like I said, I normally try to stay away from those, but I feel like it's time to finally kind of speak my mind on it and kind of shed some light on the whole situation. So, I'm not really seeing many co-anglers actually come out and talk one way or the other about it. I know I've seen a lot of comments of people, of co-anglers that hate it, but, I've not really seen many to just say flat out ban it. So if you guys have any, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please share this video with your friends, because, I want feedback. I want opinions on what people think and, where they're at on it, and just, I find stuff like that interesting. So, also, too, check out our social media links. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're on Threads now, TikTok, YouTube, obviously. So just at Dunford Outdoors. So please check us out on all that stuff. And that's pretty much it, guys. So like I said, I just wanted to make here, the camera says about 10 minutes. Just wanted to do kind of a quick little video, just kind of my 2 cents on it. So, you know, that's it. So I just kind of like talking fishing, kind of like rambling on a little bit about things. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, see you next time, guys. God bless you.